Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Primetime.
What's going on? Mike White era begin.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve.
Times they are a-changing, my friend.
I got all my anger and frustration out earlier, so I figure I'll let you take the stage tonight.
I'm not even angry at all. I'm happy as hell. I think it's a great move. I think it's a smart move. I think this is well done by the coach.
No, absolutely. There's a lot of criticism going towards Saleh, and I don't really understand that. I think he played this perfectly. I think he gains the respect of the locker room. He put the team before the quarterback.
Bro, I mean, I don't know how you can criticize Saleh. If anything, you give him a tremendous amount of respect. He watched the tape. He read the pulse of his team. He recognized the situation that he's in, and he's like, you know what? I got to do what's best for my team and my quarterback, because quarterback is clearly in above his head right now. Let him reset. And dude, and don't even give him a chance to play. Like, it's perfect.
And that's why I don't understand this narrative that like we're going to completely lose Zach Wilson. Like, no, like if you keep playing him the way he's playing right now, that's how you lose him. That's how he loses all credibility in the locker room. Receivers are already looking at him side eyes. You know what I mean? Like, he gets a few weeks now to sit, to watch. You know, if Mike White takes off, does he get the job back? Probably not this year. You know, he'll have to earn it again next year. Training camp competition. You know, we're back to a quarterback battle, and that's fine. Like, let him earn something. Hearing his comments today, though, I enjoyed that. So go ahead.
No, and he did all the right things. I mean, Zach said all the right things. I think after he realized he had to read the room too.
He was humble, man. He was humble.
Yeah, but there's so many different narratives here that we got to kind of squash real quick. And I went over a couple of them earlier, but it's like, listen, like, this is what's best for the team. Saleh has a leadership committee on his team. He sits down in an open room with his team and says, the leaders, what do you think? And you know, they all probably say the same thing. Like, listen, man, this kid has pissed us all off. He's not playing great. You're holding Denzel Mims accountable. You're holding Elijah Moore accountable. You're holding everybody accountable but him. It's a double. You can't keep doing this. Plus, he's not playing well. And plus, they say they watch the tape as a team. Like, they watch the film as a team. You can't literally watch him trot out bad fundamentals, bad techniques, and say, you know what? You're going to keep starting while we have the playoffs on the line. You're going to keep starting while we have the division on the line. So, dude, they did the right thing.
And that's where it changes. The defense is playing at such a high level right now. You can't just go down with Zach. You know, it's not like the defense is still growing and developing. No, like they're advanced for where they were supposed to be. They're a top 5 defense right now, probably top 2 or top 3. You know, so you owe it to them. You owe it to the receivers that, you know, are dying to get a chance to make plays, that feel like, you know, there are plenty of yards and touchdowns being left on the field. Like, you owe it to all of them. You owe it to the locker room. This is a winning team right now. You're 6-4.
The New York Jets currently have one of the worst passing offenses in football. Fact. And you're still in the midst of the playoffs. So if you're going to go for the spark, go for a different look, go for a different angle, dude, it's worth taking a chance. It's not like Zach Wilson has a resume of 30 years, 3 years of great football, and this is like a speed bump. He's still trying to figure it out, and he looks overwhelmed. He looks scared. He looks lost, and everybody can see it. And this wasn't a fan thing. This wasn't the fans being assholes. This was Richard Sherman. This was Kurt Warner. This was Dan Orlovsky. This was every analyst that watched the tape and was like, what is this kid doing? Now, Mike LaFleur is not perfect either, but Zach Wilson, for the most part, is a big problem. And I give Saleh so much credit. And I give him credit for the way he handled it in the press conference, too. He said, this kid needs a reset. He didn't pull no punches, dude. He said exactly what we spent 2.5 hours last night saying all this shit. And he pretty much admitted all of it today.
Well, I think that's part of, you know, what goes into the press conference. They realized, like, this entire time they've been coddling the kid. He's never had to fear for his job. He's never had to hurt anything. So you put him on the spot and you say, you know what, that shit was unacceptable. Like, you got to take the arrows and all the bullets up there. Like, you know, Saleh keeps bringing that up, and he's right. You're the leader. You wear that C on your chest. You got to own that.
And what I like is Saleh hinted that it wasn't just one game. This has been going on the entire season. Like, people like Matt, who just can't get their head out of their ass.
If only somebody's been saying it the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, like, he's been struggling throughout. The Breece Hall was bailing him out. The defense was bailing him out because he wasn't playing good, consistent football for a long period of time. And now it's like, and that was like the funny thing from who wrote that? Was it Dan Orlovsky? Like, the Jets, you know, you could lose your quarterback by doing this. No, you can't. Yeah, because you know what? If your quarterback can't handle being benched, If he goes into like a tailspin here, he's not your quarterback, dude. Because you know what? That's the NFL, bro. You've got to man up here. Now is humble pie time. And the way you do is you work so hard behind the scenes that they can't keep you off the field anymore. Like, we got to get back out. He's hungry.
That's what's bothered me so much the last few weeks. It feels like they've been worried about the media narrative with benching Zach.
Yep.
And now they finally put winning above all else. It's not about, selling tickets or anything else. It's about winning football games.
Yep.
That's a big boy organization decision right there.
And it's funny because I think this is great. I mean, I called this last night. If it was me, I would have did exactly what they did. I would have said Mike White, Flacco, right? Just make him inactive. Don't even give him a chance to be near the field. Like, you got to go reset, and we're moving on without you for right now. And that's the way you do it. Dude, I give him so much credit for doing it because it sends the statement, and it's like you're getting a little spark, you're getting a little life, and now the locker room knows, like, listen, man, we're all accountable here. We know where we're at, and now Zach has got to earn his way back. I think it's great.
That's how you deliver a message, though. That's how you truly hold somebody accountable. And I think you heard it in Zach's voice today. He sounded genuinely humbled, like, oh shit, like I need to fucking play better. I sucked. Like I'm the reason that, this team is not winning games. I'm the reason that we lost those 2 Patriot games. I think he realizes that. And
he realizes, and it's something that throughout the entire year, he hasn't been playing well. And it's just, you only can have so much deodorant on it. But now it's because we kept saying it, dude. Going forward, teams are going to say, okay, the New York Jets sell out to stop the run and let the quarterback dare the quarterback to be, because he probably can't. Now, if you have the threat of an actual passing game, it may be good. And I want to touch on Mike White a little bit, because there is just some idiots out there that are just like, Mike White's not the future. Mike White can't do this. Mike White can't do that. Here's what all we're asking him to do is run the offense, dude.
Manage the game.
Get rid of the football, spread it around. Your defense will keep you in it, and just make plays. Like, we're not asking for Pro Bowl Mike White, and we're not saying he's, the king of all kings, but he's earned a chance. Like, and to be honest, last year when he got hurt in the Cole game, he had the bad Bills game. I wanted to see him play another game. Like, give him a chance. Like, Zach had his chance, dude. He played 20 games, right? He had all this season to just take off and with this and never look back, and he didn't do it.
And that's what I don't understand about Mike White being a bust over one bad game against Buffalo. Yep. I mean, if we're using that same standard against Zach Wilson, I mean, he's only had one good complete game. He's had one good 4-quarter game.
Mike White had his chance, and he failed.
What did Zach Wilson? We addressed this afternoon. I mean, we could do it again if you want. What did Zach Wilson have? He had 20 games.
Based on Matt's brilliant thinking, Zach would have been benched the first Patriot game.
I don't get why everyone's so sensitive. Like with Wilson being benched, like this isn't us like getting rid of him. It's not saying he's not going to have another chance to get back on the field. It's saving him from himself right now.
And it's giving your team the best chance to win. Right now, the way Zach is playing is not giving you the best chance to win. He's not. Listen, and the thing is, like, I'm a Zach supporter, dude. Like, I actually like him. In the perfect world, this kid pans out. Like, his arm talent, everything. Like, in the perfect world, we want to see him take off. We want to see him be great. We want to see him do all these things. No. He's not there yet. So, in the meantime, give me somebody that can play actually competent football until this kid figures it out. Because that, like, right? Like, you're 6-4, dude. And the one thing I'm tired of reading is that, well, you know what? Next year this, next year that. Dude, we have no idea what's going to happen next year. Dude, freak injuries happen. This happens. That happens. Whatever. You're not guaranteed to be 6-4 next year. You're not guaranteed anything. You take advantage of this moment now where we are.
For the defense, for Vinny Curry, for Dwayne Brown, who's playing with one shoulder, you owe all these guys the best opportunity to make the playoffs and have a shot at a run. And Saleh, I think, gained instant credibility with that decision today.
Dude, I have never been more confident in my head coach than I am right now. Dude, Saleh has impressed me so much because, last year we questioned a lot of things. What the hell is this defense? Game management, time management. Does he hold guys accountable? Will you watch Greg Van Roten week in and week out just fuck things up? Didn't want to deal with that, right? This year, defense is top-notch. Game management, time management, much better. Handling the media, much better. Handling his personnel, much better. And the last piece was the quarterback. And now he's passing that test too.
And you can even go back to the receipt comment too. Team was 1-2 at the time. He pushed the right button there. When we all thought he was an idiot and he was putting the spotlight on himself, he took it off the players. They rallied around him. That was a turning point for this team in the locker room, I think.
I give this head coach so much credit, dude. I do, because we were all saying it last night. The smart move is to do what they did today, but we didn't think he had the balls to do it. We didn't think he's willing to but he put and the way he was firm, like his press conference today was masterclass, dude. because he was firm. He knew exactly what he was saying. He was harsh in a proper way.
In a loving way.
Right.
And
And he was like,
you don't want to push the kid down and keep him down. You want to like eventually build him back up.
yep. And dude, he well done today by Saleh, dude. I love that they did it. I love that it was a joint decision with him and Joe Douglas and everything else. And then from the Zach's part, he met the team this morning. He addressed the team, he addressed his teammates. He said all the right things.
I think he had no choice but to do that after Justin Fields did it. But again,
But I mean, this is the first time they're all in the
credit
building
him.
now.
Well, yeah, I mean, credit him still for doing it. And again, credit him for at least sounding like he's been humbled a little bit. Like he realizes he screwed up. He owned it. He took responsibility for the press conference too, and how he just kind of brushed off those questions. I think he realizes going forward, he needs to handle that better because it's not just going to get brushed under the rug. It gets highlighted in this market.
Well, and that's the whole thing. I don't think maybe it is a good smack in the face, but to realize that every word you say, everyone is listening, including your teammates. This gets back to your teammates, dude. And there's a lot of rumblings.
It's a great learning opportunity if he allows it to be.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of rumblings, dude, that the locker room was indeed pissed. And I'm telling you, this is one person is not bigger than the other 52. You're not.
It can't be. It can't be. Otherwise, you're going to lose all those 52.
100%. So I think this is great. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this offense will be at Mike White. We don't know what he is, but we don't know what Zach Wilson is either. But all I know is what I watched most of the season hasn't been good.
No.
Give Mike White a chance. See what happens. You have nothing to lose. And if I had to make one complaint, is I wish Saleh had this nervous energy on Sunday and yank Zach Wilson in the third quarter. That's the only. If I had the one complaint about Saleh, which maybe he's learning on the job too, but that was pull him in the third quarter, bring Mike White in. Maybe he gives you a spark, wins the game for you.
If we end up missing the playoffs on a tie break, that's going to really piss us off.
But this is well done, dude. This is, obviously we all talked about it last night. We talked about it earlier today. We did videos on it. I'm impressed, man. I'm really impressed. And I think the team you're going to see a little fire in this team too. And everybody's like, well, Justin Fields may be out. It's a bad Bears team, whatever it is. The only thing I know is this game is a must win. They have to win this game. You got it. You have not must win, but you've got to win the game. You can't start losing 2 in a row. You can't go down this path. You got to stay relevant and stay in the mix.
I'm just not ready for another must-win debate.
But I'm saying, absolutely, you can't afford to lose games like this.
Yes, you can't lose 2 in a row. Absolutely, especially coming back home. You want to at least have some kind of cushion going into the final 6 games. So,
exactly, because you lose a game like this, then games like Seattle's going to be a must-win, or
Buffalo,
Vikings be a
Miami.
Must-win. Yeah.
Yep.
So and there's reports, man, that there's been issues in practice, dude. There's a lot of reports. And now what's funny is now that the benching happened, the players that have been unhappy the most will now leak the stories to the media because now they're going to be like, well, now it's open season because now we can really say what we really think because he's not playing anymore. So,
they've all kind of made it known just based on their body language. We know Garrett Wilson's pissed. We know Elijah Moore's pissed. It's no secret.
David, thank you very much. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you guys for joining us on an impromptu Wednesday night. They're comparing Zach Wilson to Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf.
Stats are similar.
The stats are similar. I just think at this point, I think he wasn't ready to play when he first got here. He had no competition to push him. They kept trotting him out there. Then he got hurt. He came back, had his offseason. They added all these weapons. He gets hurt again. And now it's he's just overwhelmed. He's sinking right now.
Saleh said it perfect. He needs a reset. He needs to just take a step back, watch the game from a different perspective. No pressure to go out there, perform, to make plays. Just watch the game. And Saleh was even saying he's gotten away from a lot of things that they liked when they watched him in the draft process. So whatever that is, whether it's his creativity, which I don't think is the problem, but maybe just again taking more chances, but knowing when to take those chances. I don't know what it is, but whatever they saw to take him pick 2, try to get him back to that.
Yeah. So listen, we'll bring on callers now and talk about it. It's just, and it's you don't take joy in Zach being benched, but it's the right thing to do.
Not.
I'm rooting for Mike White. I like the energy he brings. The team, whether you want to admit it or not, rallied around him. He's a feisty dude. He's a leader. He has that thing about him that I just like, but the hell do I know?
If Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore each put up 100 yards on Sunday, it's over for Zach.
It's over. Oh, it's 100% over. So we'll go answer some questions right here. What's up, everybody? What's up in Alabama? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, man. Hope you guys all have a great day tomorrow. Enjoy times with family and friends. Yeah, the Ryan Leaf stuff is getting crazy, man. That's just, I don't even want to get into that shit. What else we got here? That's one real good comment. Let's see. Glad Saleh put the team ahead of Zach. Like that one. This is a legitimate concern, too. Zach played going into Sunday, the fans are going to be the edge of the seats anyway, man. He has a couple bad series. I'm going to boom out of the building. Yeah. It's just, it saves all this negativity, man.
But I think that's a good comment, though. Like, if the team is 4-6 and you're not playing for the postseason right now, which would also mean that the defense probably isn't playing at a top 5 level, you say, all right, you know what? Everyone's making mistakes. Everyone's learning on the job. But right now, you got a defense that's playing at a playoff caliber level. Like, you owe it to them to try to give them the best chance to win. That's with a quarterback that can complete more than 50% of his passes.
Your thoughts on Zach's apologies? I mean, when he met with the media, I thought he looked sincere. He looked humbled. But how he handled it in front of the team, did he addressed them? That's something the players would be able to tell you. They're going to say the right thing now because they're like, you know what, we don't want to get involved in this shit anymore. But
he seemed humbled in the media, so
yeah, he did. He got smacked in the face a couple times.
And again, that's a good thing. That says it was needed.
Yep. So I guess what we'll do is, you guys probably rooting for the Lions to beat the Bills and Vikings to beat the Patriots.
No, we're rooting for the Patriots and the Bills.
Yeah, we want to see all the AFC teams win. That's kind of what we're here for. Just make life more difficult. Is primetime cooking for Thanksgiving?
Nah, we're doing a brunch because my sisters, they have their own family, so we're just all kind of meeting up for a brunch during the day, and then they're doing their own thing.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone but Zach. Come on, man.
Damn, Nick.
I mean, Saleh handled himself very well. The kid needs to get his mind off wins and losses. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is that's why I'm glad that he's inactive. Like, Jude, just step away, sit back and watch, learn, get your shit together. You got to bring John Beck in, whatever, for your own private little session. I mean, his own little private training. Yeah. Do what you got to do, but come back. Like, I'm telling you, dude, he has to come back and impress everybody, though, dude. Like, he's got to just come back.
You know what, though? Like, I hope he's not just sitting back and watching, though. Like, I hope he's actually up on the sideline. Like, he's engaged with his teammates, like, trying to, like, actually watch Mike White and what he's doing. Like, get into the game. Like, don't just sit there and sulk because you're not playing.
Yep. I saw the Jamal Adams thing, too. Jamal Adams, is he even playing? He's still hurt, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got his check and hurt.
Right? Yeah, he's out for the year.
Yeah. So whatever, Jamal Adams, just that troll.
He's mad because he's not Sauce.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's see who we'll go to first. We'll go to our friend Bubs first. What's up, man?
How's it going?
How you doing, man?
What up, Bubs?
Not bad. Thanks for having me on.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you guys. He had to be benched. I like the way Saleh handled it today. Sounded like true leader. Hey, Elmo. Finally, holding Zach accountable was all good signs to see. And even Zach too, he can kind of primetime, you kind of said it too, and Tyson as well. Like, he kind of looked like he got knocked around today. Like, this is his first real kind of adversity he's faced. It seems like he's frustrated, obviously. I mean, the one question I think Samini asked it, which isn't surprising. He feasts on this stuff, but he asked, if he's surprised, and he says, no, because I haven't been playing well. And he's kind of like admitting to that now, which is all good, because he wasn't admitting to that after the game on Sunday. And obviously we don't know what was all said in that team meeting. We won't know. That's going to be all behind closed doors. But it seems like, from what I'm hearing and from what everybody else is saying, it seems like it was pretty honest and humbling. So I guess hopefully that was the case. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what Mike White can do. I feel like, Tyson, you kind of said it. Like, I feel like he has that kind of energy about him that it's just like you kind of expect like something from him. He showed some positives last year. Obviously 4 games he appeared in. He only started the 2 of them. But yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is, though, is like, as much as I do believe this is just, I'm not like, Zach's career is not over. I don't believe that. Right. As much as I do think this is just a benching, let's just say Mike White starts playing well and he starts lighting it up. You can't put Zach back in. You can't do that because you're going to lose the locker room that way. So I think a lot of people out there still believe that it's just like, a lot of people out there just believe that like Mike White's going to be in for like 2-3 games and then Zach will be back. That can't be the case, because if Mike White comes in and they win 3 straight and he's playing well, you can't take him out. You just
It's his
can't
job
do
to
that.
lose it.
Saleh kind of said that though, dude. He's like, this is like, it's almost like an indefinite. Like there's no guarantee, there's no timetable for when he's coming back. They're gonna
We
do
said we're going to
David,
evaluate it week to week, right?
yeah,
So,
they're not in any rush to bring him back, dude. Like this is the direction they're gonna go for now and see what happens. And it's funny. There's some comments like, "What if Mike White sucks next week?" I think they're gonna get a second. He's gonna get a couple games, man. This is gonna be like, all right, 1 week, okay, now he's back. Yeah. No, I think Zach's gonna be out of like 2-3 games at least, dude.
Yeah, Mike White gets 2, and then if both of those are bad, maybe Flacco gets 1, and then Zach's back after that.
You got to give Zach at least 2-3 weeks. You can't, 1 week's not going to just do it for him. You can't just bench him 1 week and say,
just had the bye week.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope he, obviously we all want it to work out, but we'll see what, if Mike White can deliver some magic. But I mean, prime time, you kind of mentioned too. I want to see him engage. Even if it's talking to Flacco, asking questions, talking to the quarterback coaches. I know some quarterbacks sometimes got an earpiece in, with LaFleur and all that. Like, be engaged. Don't just be, standing on the sidelines, talking to, just, kind of just
around.
walking around. Yeah, like don't like you got benched. Like, there's no reason to be joking around.
Well, the thing is, too, Bub, is keep in mind his teammates are going to watch how he reacts too. Because right now he's a captain of his team, he's supposed to be a leader. So if you get demoted, if you get benched and you sit and you're quiet and isolate yourself and you're not actively involved in this team fighting for a playoff spot, they're gonna be like, "Fuck you, bro. You ain't one of us." He'll lose a lot of credibility this way. Or if he steps up and says, "You know what? I've got to be better in the gym room. I got to be better watching film. I'd be better in practice." Like, he's got to be so good everywhere where they're like, "This kid's chomping at the bit. We got to get him back on the field because he wants it that bad and he's cleaning up his shit."
Yep.
He's got to prove to everybody now. It's on him now, really.
And he should know that the cameras are going to be on him too.
Everywhere.
Oh, definitely. Especially the broadcast. They're going to be every that's going to be a topic of discussion. They're going to be showing him, probably showing LaFleur
But he's got to prove to everybody, though. Like, this is his chance to step up and be the leader that he's supposed to be when he's facing legitimate adversity now, right? And
he's got to earn it back. He's got to earn it back.
He's got to earn it back on and off the field, dude. He's got to do great practices, clean up all his mistakes and everything else. And then you got to – I'm excited to see Mike White, dude. I think it could be a spark for this team that they need. You never know. Anything can happen, and there's no guarantees. He could fall on his face. He could be good, but he deserves a chance to try because Zach was failing, period.
Yep, exactly. And again, we're not like – there's so many people out there that's like, oh, Mike White's, what like we're all hyping up Mike White. We're not asking, like you guys said this, we're not asking Mike White to go out there and throw for 340 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just play within the offense. Like, do what this offense, just take.
If he passes for 200 yards, it's an upgrade.
Exactly. Like, but the brutal, like the harsh reality is Zach Wilson was playing as like the worst quarterback in the NFL. So Mike White can't be much worse than that. Even if it's just a little bit of improvement, it's at least improvement. Like, we're average quarterback play away from being a legit contender with this defense playing at a top 5 level. So that's all we're asking. We're not asking him to go out there and be Patrick Mahomes and throw, sidearm and throw 40 yards downfield and light it up and do all these different things.
Just
play within the offense. Exactly. And, he's going up against a Bears team where it's their defense isn't great. So you would expect him to probably have some success. He's also, you get Corey Davis back this week. I think, was he full today? I think
he's I know he practiced. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was full or limited, but yeah, he definitely
hopefully
practiced.
You get him back. He didn't work with Garrett Wilson last year. You give him you get him an opportunity to work with Wilson now, for a full week. So I like the move. It was needed. It's not over for Zach, but it's just
it's not goodbye. It's see you later.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good challenge for him.
Yeah, and Geno Smith's been benched. Like, even Damian Woody, he said today, like, he was benched and it was the best thing that happened to him in his career. So now, sure, there are some guys that have gotten benched and haven't come back from it, but there's been a handful of examples of guys that have gotten benched and they've come back stronger, and you hope that's the case. But obviously now you got to root for Mike White and hope that he can go out and win some football games and maybe work his magic that he did last year. I mean, we'll be back in the Black Unis, which is where he did the magic last season. Right. So,
folks, have a great Thanksgiving, man.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving, man.
Have a good Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Later, man.
And Tyson, you will be there to see it too.
Where?
Sunday.
I'm here. I'm gonna be streaming, man. I'm gonna be chilling.
No, I gotta apologize to the stream because you said on Monday that if Mike White was starting, you were going. So sorry to everybody in the chat, but Tyson's gonna be there on Sunday.
Nope, I'm not going. So the funny thing is, it's funny how Matt's saying Mike White stinks, right? Zach gives the best chance to win. Based on his thinking, based on the way Zach is playing, then Zach stinks, and Zach should be gone.
I tried 5 times this afternoon. Maybe you'll have better luck. I don't know.
No, I just won't answer him anymore. But it's funny, man. Like people are they want to hate on Mike White. He's gonna fail. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. Dude, it's worth a chance. No risk, no reward. We know what we have in Zach right now. He's not good. He's struggling. Try something else.
It's automatically assume that like you're hating on Zach just because you're looking out for his best interest long term.
It's worth a shot, people.
Right now, he's not ready.
We're not calling Mike White the franchise quarterback. We're also not calling Zach the franchise quarterback. We're just trying to find the ways to win football games. That's it.
Yep.
So let's go to our fourth co-host, the guy that comes in and joins streams. What's up, Romeo?
What's up, fellas? Happy Thanksgiving, early Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. I like your background.
Oh, thank you.
He's all fancy.
Looks like MetLife the last 10 years. Nobody in it.
Oh. Are they going to be there Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Depends on the rain, though, actually.
Oh, that's
Depends
right.
on the rain.
Hello, Elmo.
Give us your thoughts, man.
These Zach Wilson apologists I've been arguing with on Twitter. Like, can he just be better than 9 for 22, 77 yards? Like, Mike White. I mean, I heard somebody say, Mike White, if he looks good, it'll be only because it's the Bears. Like,
of course.
And he got Herbig back. He got Corey Davis back. Zach didn't have those guys.
Could anybody with great confidence say Zach was going to have a bounce back game against Chicago just because Chicago has a bad defense?
Mm-mm. We had no confidence in him, dude.
With confidence, no, but he did bounce back from the last bad Patriot game he had.
But his overall season, his overall numbers, he hasn't been playing very well.
Was that a risk worth taking?
After his comments post game, then it wasn't a risk.
There was a nail in the coffin right there. He did it to himself.
Yep.
But to me, it's like it's about the team, the locker room, and what everybody's feeling. Like they know they were probably insulted by the press conference. They know that he's one of the reasons why they lost the game. 2 of the last 3 they lost because of him. It's like, dude, we can't, you got to hold him accountable, man. And then it's just his mannerisms, and then the groundswell that was around him, man, where everybody's just piling on. It's just a change had to be made.
What would have been Zach's excuse this week? Oh, it was the rain. Instead of the wind, now it's the rain.
Exactly. Rain and wind. You get the combo platter.
He couldn't complete basic screen passes. Like, come on, I need somebody out there that can at least do that. Get the ball to your playmakers. I want to see something, Hopefully Elijah Moore can get involved because he continues to not be involved. It went crazy when he got 2 catches back to back last week. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe my eyes. But that was pretty much it.
And that's where he did though. Go ahead, you got
I was gonna say, like, that's where Mike White should help you, just in terms of spreading the ball around and at least keeping the defense honest, because you can complete passes. It might not be deep, but within 20 yards, like, he can complete the ball.
I understand the need wanting to spam Garrett Wilson just because he's so talented and so good, but it felt like if Zach Wilson just saw Garrett Wilson and he wasn't there, or you couldn't go to anybody else. You couldn't get the rest of the offense involved. I'll give credit.
Go ahead.
I'll give credit to Coach Saleh, man. He has his pulse on this team. This is the most impressed I've been with him in his entire run here. You had to show the rest of the team that they matter too. You're not just coddling a high draft pick. You got to show that you're putting an effort to win, because this defense is incredible. This defense is the best defense in the league, in my opinion. I think Primetime's being humble when he calls it top 5. I don't think there's anybody.
I was just trying not to be a homer.
I don't think there's anybody better. And I was listening to your stream earlier, Primetime, and I don't know if it was you or Jay who said, "Can we get a Trent Dilfer? That's all we need is a Trent Dilfer."
Yeah,
right now.
A game manager,
about the quarterback,
somebody who can run the offense.
Next year. Don't worry about the quarterback for week 1 next year. Everyone's worried about Zach Wilson's development. This team is a win now team. I don't want to hear that. Oh, we'll get in the playoffs. We'll just lose in the first round. What? I'm not scared of anybody in the playoffs right now.
Just get there.
Tennessee.
Let's just win.
Yeah, no.
Win football games now. Put your team in the best position to win, and that's what Saleh did today.
Show your team you have their back, and you're not just behind the back of just one player.
And
I guarantee they respect this decision.
Dude, this was similar to me when they went out and signed James Robinson when Breece Hall went down. They go out and get LDT when Herbig's banged up. They're making moves to win now. This benching of Zach Wilson's the same thing. This is Saleh making a statement. Listen, I know he's struggling. We have to replace him to get a spark and find a way to win football games. That's the most important thing. So this is good, man. I have so much respect for the way Saleh's handling things, and the Jets as an organization, because they knew there could be some backlash from some part of the fan base that's delusional, and you're seeing it now. But the rest of us understand what's going on, which is good.
I don't know if you guys want to save it for your preview, but what do you think Mike White's stats will be Sunday? Or do you ever want to think about that right now?
I got to save
I'll
that for the preview.
I'll save it for a preview.
All right.
I hate to go Hollywood.
Let me give
but
mine
save
then.
it for the
Since
preview.
I won't be on preview. I say he goes 18 for 26, 1 TD, 1 pick. Hopefully the pick's not early because that'll be rough. And 190 yards.
Woof.
Ugh, it's not that sexy.
Dude, we just watched 77 yards.
I'm
190
factoring in the weather. I'm factoring in the
watching
weather.
190 passing yards. We'll be sitting there drooling on ourselves. Have a happy Thanksgiving, man.
You too.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving, bro.
Later, dude.
Thanks.
All right. Go back to the. Everybody seems to be very excited about Joe Douglas and Saleh, the way they're handling things.
There were some people on the radio that were ripping Joe Douglas like for back-to-back top picks that aren't going to pan out, but like the rest of the roster is just about set at this point. You know, you're a quarterback and maybe a tackle away.
Oh, they're saying with Becton?
Yeah.
I mean, people are looking for things to complain about. I mean, you're looking at this Jets team. They have talent on both sides of the ball. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like you get a pass for missing on the quarterback if you build up the entire roster around him, and that's the only thing that you need. You get another chance, I think, to figure it out.
some people just said that they're just, I mean, some people are just, there's a portion of fans that complain just to complain. But you're talking about one of the best defenses of football, and everybody's like, get the playmakers involved on offense. Oh wait, Joe Douglas got playmakers? Like
Exactly.
look at like we're one player away from being a very, very competitive football, and that player is the quarterback.
Without
And
our three best offensive linemen too.
And he may still be the answer down the road. He's just not the answer now. Like, and that's okay. Like, that's fine. Like, it's not like today's not the end of Zach Wilson's career unless he wants it to be, or it can spiral him into a whole other direction where he really gets his shit together.
Yep.
So I don't know.
It was the right message to send, and they had to send it.
Yep.
They didn't have a choice. Saleh didn't have a choice.
What's up, Dan?
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
How you doing, man?
What's up, man?
First off, man, I've been following y'all for about 6 years, so I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh shit! And
Damn.
you survived?
Go back to the blog
Dude.
talk days.
My God. I mean, in terms of Zach, honestly, I'll just get straight into it. I'm his biggest supporter, honestly. What up, Elmo?
There you go.
And I think that this is the best thing for him, and the best thing that's going to allow him to. If we think that he's going to be a franchise quarterback, if we think he's going to be a part of this organization for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, then I mean, he's going to have the ability right now to prove that he's the dude. And if he has an opportunity to play again this year, then we're going to be able to see what he's got. But right now he's taking some humble pie, and he can sit back and learn from Mike White for a little bit.
Yep.
It could be a great learning experience if he wants it to be. If he genuinely puts his head down, gets to work on the things that, like Saleh was saying today, like all the qualities that they loved about him in the draft, like get back to doing those things, like show off that arm talent, but be smart with it. Like understand the offense, learn how to read defenses, get back to, understanding your footwork and all that shit. Come back better.
Yeah. I think that the thing that's tough about Zach is I think he despises the media so much, and he just gets so frustrated after losses. He just talks out of pocket, and he just says things that he doesn't mean. I mean, what did he say? His dad had to text him or call him on the way home,
Yep.
and had to kind of tell him, "Look, dude, you're not saying the right things or whatever."
He said he didn't even realize what he said until his dad actually called him. Yeah.
Right, and that's why he was walking around the locker room like, I'm still the dude. Everybody can still look to me, because he had literally had no idea what he was saying. So. I mean, he needs to sit for a game, maybe 2, maybe 3. Yep. Does this create a controversy potentially? But, that also might be the best thing for his career, because honestly, you can't have a dude throw 150 yards, us still win the game, and him think that he was the reason why you won. So,
yep. Well said. And the thing is, to me, there's no controversy. It's like Mike White keeps playing until like he completely falls off over a couple games, man. Like, yep. I think this is going to be at least 2 or 3 games before Zach comes back. At least it could be longer.
So if we finish the season with Mike White, let's just say we finish, 9-8 or 10-7 or whatever it is, and Zach is still sitting there. What are we looking at next year? Are we looking at a Mike White, Zach Wilson controversy? Are we trying to bring in Jimmy G? Like, what happens at the end of this year?
Be a full-blown quarterback competition.
If Mike White is good enough to play the next 7 games, meaning he doesn't have to get benched, like he's actually winning football games, then yeah, it's probably Mike White versus Zach Wilson in training camp next year.
Yep.
With a low-level veteran. If Mike White shits the bed, Zach Wilson comes back and he's not good, then you're probably talking about, the Derek Carrs and the guys like that.
Do y'all think Zach was genuine during his press conference today?
I want to think he was.
Yeah, I mean, you hope so. I mean, he looked like he was pretty humbled. He looked like he faced the camera, like he looked like he was.
It's also all fresh in his mind right now. Like Saleh
Yeah.
probably like hammered away like what he needs to work on, his attitude, his demeanor, his mannerisms. So like it's all fresh in his head right now. Next time he's on the field, plays like shit, has to meet the media. Does that all come back, or is he able to stay composed? And he's gonna have bad games.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. So
Let's just see how Sunday plays out. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, dude. I think I'm just curious to see how the team reacts, how the offense reacts, and then you go from there. I mean, if Justin Fields doesn't play, you're playing Trevor Siemian, whatever, dude. Win the game. That's the most important thing is win football games.
Yeah, I'm excited for Mike White. I mean, I think he's the perfect quarterback for this offense. I mean, Zach, I feel like was still trying to, I mean, coming from BYU where he was just a gunslinger and he could essentially do whatever he wanted with terrible defenses and a ridiculous offensive line. He could do whatever he wanted. He came into the NFL and then he realized that these defenses are 10 times better than anything he's ever seen. And he's still trying to figure out, am I a game manager within Michael Ford's offense? Am I still going to be able to roll out of the pocket and throw the ball 60 yards? He was trying to figure it out. And I don't think he's figured it out yet. But I think Mike White knows exactly who he is. And I think he's going to move the ball. If you go back and watch that Bengals game, he moved the ball easily. I mean, just chunk after chunk. When nobody was open, he knew exactly where his check down was. He knew he had Elijah Moore over the middle if he was open. I mean, this dude was accurate. He was confident.
He wasn't playing hero football. He was just staying within the scheme. Just know your role. Spread the ball around and get rid of it. And don't make dumb mistakes.
Seems like he gets to the second and third reads quicker than Zach does. Like he knows when that first read's not there. He knows where the pressure's coming from. He knows how much time he has to get rid of it. Just like his understanding of spatial awareness just seems a lot better.
What do y'all think is going on with Zach where he's not able to read the field? Like Mims is wide open 5 yards from the end zone and he's staring at him. Does he think like a safety's coming over? Is he second guessing himself all the time?
I think he got to the point where he was so scared to turn the ball over that he stopped trusting his eyes, he stopped trusting his arm. Like he was just like play mistake-free football. Like, you know what I mean? And then, right? Like, I mean,
I'm thinking after the first Patriot game where he had the 3 picks, there was probably a conversation about like, you can't turn the ball over. And he internalized that as, all right, I'm just going to play it safe. And now, he's not exactly trusting what he sees. He's afraid to take some of those chances when plays are actually there. And that's why he needs to sit.
Or you can just think like this guy. White isn't going to do the job. He's a second-rate quarterback. He has no potential. Okay,
we'll find out. So
obviously, this guy knows a lot more than Mike LaFleur, Robert Saleh, and Joe Douglas does.
Yeah, dude. The last thing I want to see is Flacco back there right now. He brings no enthusiasm. He brings no like competitiveness. I feel to the game. Like if the offensive line just starts to fold, he's going to fold. Where Mike White at least gives you the ability to kind of roll out of the pocket and pick up a few yards with his legs. I mean, and this whole thing of Joe Cool, I'm kind of over that. That's not where the offense. That's not where the NFL is right now.
Yeah,
I mean, you need a dude who has the ability to, especially with the young guys, the Garrett Wilsons, the Elijah Moores, and the Michael Carters of the world. You need a dude who plays a lot of passion and a lot of fire.
And I think he throws a ball that's a lot more catchable too than Zach Wilson, who's throwing 500 miles an hour when they're 2 feet away. But that's another conversation.
Well, yeah, Garrett Wilson said that. What was that in preseason? Where he was like, Joe Flacco throws a more catchable ball, and then he had to kind of go back and talk about the fact that I didn't mean that, but
Dan, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving, boys.
Good call, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, appreciate it.
So Viviana wants to completely focus on the Bills game, I guess, ignoring the Bengals game and the Colts game where he's playing well. That's fine. That's cool. Like, it's so easy. Like, why are people like, I don't understand. Like, why are people hating on Mike White so bad? Like, if you're a Jet fan, just act like she's a Jet fan. Just pretend, right? Act like, wouldn't you be like, you know what? I really hope he does well because at the end of the day, I want my team to win. Isn't that what the whole goal is here? Like, why would somebody, like, there's people literally saying he's going to fail, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Like, why would you, if you're a fan, root for him?
People are making it more about Zach Wilson than the entire team, which is exactly the problem. Which is why this has lingered as long as it has. It's not just about him.
Wow,
you have a good football team right now. See what you have in Mike White. Maybe he's not it. His sample size is a lot smaller than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's had plenty of bad games. If we're going to talk about the one game against Buffalo, let's go to all the games that Zach Wilson's played against the Patriots.
But he's statistically, let's just go to facts. Statistically, one of the worst quarterbacks in football right now. And he's playing, he's not adding any value to the offense.
In almost every single criteria, too. completion percentage, touchdowns, facing pressure. Every criteria. He's bottom 5, bottom 2. Like he's not good right now.
To me, it's like Mike White's a starter. If Mike White's now the starter and you're still rooting against them, you're really not a fan. They're looking just to hate and be miserable. So hey, let's each their own, I guess, right?
You probably just had takes from Zach Wilson 2 years ago that you want to prop up.
Yep, that's it. Like I told you, Mike White was going to fail. Okay, what'd you tell us about Zach Wilson? Because he wasn't doing that either. So, Luca, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys? I'm like reading through the comments in the chat. And, I've read some comments throughout the internet. And it seems like, I know Joe Beningo came up with the theory that, the Jets organization is fearing that Mike White's better than Zach Wilson. I feel some of the fans are actually fearing that.
Yep.
Instead of like, what's going on, Elmo? Happy Thanksgiving, bro. But it's just like,
but Luca, but that's a really good point, though. Like fans are worried about the Jets will look stupid if the number 2 pick is getting outplayed by Mike White.
How about the Jets will look smart for cutting bait when a quarterback's not playing well? Admitting their defeat, yes, cutting their losses, playing the better quarterback.
To win now.
That's a grown-up organization decision.
You know what? You're choosing a direction. That's it. So I'm looking at these, like I had these takes up here. Emmanuel Acho said the Jets are making Zach Wilson out to be a lab rat. And Brendan Tierney's out here saying the coaches and players need to be better around Zach Wilson. Like, what are you seeing? Are you like, I know Tyson brought up, some people complain for the sake of complaining. I know somebody in the chat said that Michael K would rip Saleh for benching Zach Wilson. But why? If this was like, which is weird because there's not Bowles, not Gase, not even Rex Ryan towards the end of his career would do this. Like,
but what the funny thing is? But to the Brandon Tierneys and the Michael K's, they're ripping Saleh now. And if Zach would go out to Sunday and play like shit, they'd rip Saleh too. Like, oh, Saleh should have benched him, this and that. Dude, they're fly by night with their takes, dude.
Of course, it's complete like stuck in nature, or what do you want to call it? But I rewatching like some of the Bengals game. I think there was like a stat they showed. Mike White completed his first 8 passes to 5 different receivers. He's spreading the ball out. Nothing is hitting him. There's no pressure on him. He's just dinking and looking, finding the balls and plays and all this.
And then the thing is this, and it's like people are saying like this is the same old Jets kind of move. It's actually the opposite. This is the first time the Jets are making a very smart move, protecting your young quarterback who's absolutely falling apart and giving your chance and filling the pulse of the locker room. Like, listen, we understand what's at stake here. We want to do what's right for the team to win now. This isn't the same old Jet. This is actually a competent organization for once. So the ones that are saying that are just looking for hot takes and attention and shit like that. It's not true.
In the past, hold on. In the past, this move would be made by Woody Johnson, or he would have heavy influence over it. And Saleh even said today, Woody Johnson is hands off with me and Douglas. Like, we make this decision. And I agree with that. And Tyson, you brought it up too the other day. Like the leaders every week meet with Coach Saleh. Yep. Clearly, there were things that were being said, whether it was the comments or his actual play, where these guys are like, yo, he's holding us back. Please help us. If we have a competent quarterback, we're a playoff team. Give us that chance. Clearly, that was conveyed to him.
And I was in a space with Brian Costello today, and he says he's making the assumption that Zach Wilson's at least inactive for 3 games. But I think they're going to do the flight school thing with him, where they're going to be like, what they do with the regular practice squad players, like they really like develop him. But I just I'm not blaming everything on the coaching staff. I'm only blaming some of it. Like, I really hope they get a good grasp on the stuff that needs to be worked on, the fundamentals and all of that. But I just don't understand why everybody's basing Mike White off of one game. Meanwhile, we have a ton of Zach Wilson games which were horrible.
Dude, you got to take a chance, man. It's prime time.
No, Zach Wilson's best game doesn't come close to Mike White's best game. Meanwhile, Mike White's worst game, Zach Wilson's got about 6 or 7 of those. So, what are we talking about?
Zach Wilson's ranking 2nd in the league in completion percentage in a clean pocket. That's like 30 something.
Bro, it's just the kid is struggling mightily. It's not even like his fundamentals, his footwork, he looks lost. And it's like, this is Daniel Jeremiah saying it. Like, people this isn't me watching film. This is people that you go to get insight from. They're all saying the same thing. Every fucking one of them. So it's just the time is now. You make the change. He can come back in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and maybe be great. But he's not great now. And they need a quarterback that can run the offense, and he can't run it now. So it's simple to figure out. I have a feeling
I'm not trying to bet on the worst case scenario, but I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, if Mike White shits the bed this Sunday, which I'm hoping he's not, they're going to be like, oh, return to Zach Wilson. This was a bad idea. No, I would honestly maybe go for another game or two of Mike White, even
At
though
least two,
it would look
yeah.
bad
I
because
did
you
too.
need Zach Wilson to sit. It's the best thing for his mental psyche.
No, I agree, dude. It's getting a couple. I think it's gonna be 2 or 3 games for Zach comes back the soonest. Not gonna be because to go to sit 1 week is stupid. It's like, all right, man, that's not even. It's gonna be a couple weeks.
It's a bye week.
Yeah, we don't. By the way, Viviana, I understand it's not a perfect offensive line. I understand everything has to be perfect for Zach Wilson. But my goodness,
Look, but but the thing is like this: there's nothing in the NFL that's perfect. But what's happened, what I guess other people don't realize is how many other quarterbacks throughout the NFL have been filling in and playing well. Cooper Rush. We played against one with the Dolphins, who's played well. Quarterbacks all across due to injury or whatever else are coming in and playing. Dude, it's going to happen.
And forget the big plays that we're talking about with Garrett Wilson over the top, Denzel Mims over the top. When he can't hit the basic screens to Conklin, when those guys are wide open, how can you even possibly have a discussion about Mike LaFleur and what he's calling and how he's operating this offense when you can't run it to full capacity because you can't complete passes?
Yep.
Listen, I think the playmakers are fine. I think the coaching, the offensive, the play calling is fine. It's not it's not like, oh my God, but it's getting you to where you need to go. I just don't like, even if, I'll be honest, with the crappy mechanics Zach Wilson has, if he had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, he would still suck. I'm sorry.
He's not.
His mechanics are awful.
I mean, he's just missing open receivers. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Luca, have a great Thanksgiving, man.
Same to you guys.
Later, dude.
Have a good Thanksgiving, man.
All right. We will go to a very fired up Dan. What's up, man?
Let's do it, baby.
You were ready to get on this afternoon.
We've been happy Thanksgiving. Just in case if I go on a rant, I forgot
Happy
to say.
Thanksgiving, man.
Absolutely. Listen, we've been clamoring for a culture change. We've been waiting for it. Hey, guys, it's here. The culture has changed. It's here. And what Saleh said, Elmo, I got him right here, right? I got him right here. I need 2 free tickets for this Sunday. I let him go. All right, let him go. Anyway.
It's like a hostage.
That's right.
Guys,
I'm excited because, this is what this team needed, right? The accountability aspect of this. Now, the media, the New York media is always going to take it like 10 to 12 steps higher. It's media hyperbole right now. Yep. It's the end. It's over for Zach. Nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that's what Costello said. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, completely. But again, what happened to the quarterback from the Patriots to when they sat down? It wasn't the end. This is what you need to do. This is what a good, excellent coach has to do. Just bench the guy, let him reset, and now let him earn what was given to him.
Bingo.
All right. First things first, get your mechanics right. But his ultimate goal right now is to win the backup, to surpass Flacco. Get that second. Nice and easy. Step up. And once you get you're a backup, you're just one play away to redeem yourself. Guys, listen, when he was in BYU that last year towards the end, I was looking at some highlights and some film. Same shit. Like his mechanics were all over the place. That's why he wasn't given the starting gig his last year. The C was ripped off. He had to fight for it. Guess what happened when he faced that adversity? He had a lights out year, crazy, that ultimately came up to the culmination of him being selected second overall. Yep. This is great right now. This is perfect. This is what you want because he has the skill set. We saw it last year. Like some people say, oh, he really didn't regress. No, he did. Because if you look at the Bucs game, you look at the Eagles game, you look at the Jags game, he had that it factor that this is the reason why Joe Douglas drafted him. Now, guys, this is me. From the bottom of my heart, I got to say this. I know this is going to sound crazy, but if it clicks, which I'm sure it will, but if it clicks and he comes back and he starts to take those leaps, he can become the greatest Jets quarterback of all time. The greatest. If it clicks, Kevin, if it clicks. Right now.
Can we just enjoy Mike White?
Oh, no. So now that leads me to Mike White. Dude, let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy it, just like you said. Now we elevated him. Now we finally see what we have, right? Like,
Here's the thing, though, just like really quick, and I'm sure you heard Jay talking about it. If we're only talking about physical ability, yeah, I mean, the kid could be fucking great, but like we watched Christian Hackenberg. We saw every single throw that kid made in training camp. He had all the physical tools in the world. Couldn't read a defense for shit. Couldn't get rid of the ball quick. When it came to the basic fundamentals, accuracy, he couldn't do it. Right. So I feel like pretty much every single one of those areas, plus now to a certain extent, perhaps leadership as well. Yep. Zach's got a lot of shit he's got to work on. So for him to check off every single one of those boxes to become that elite franchise quarterback now, that's going to be asking a lot.
It's going to take
the bar is starting to get a little bit lower for what's like realistic as far as his ceiling.
Absolutely. It starts little steps. That's it. That's all you need. And again, the team now can see what Saleh just did and said, all right, you know what? Let's get back to work. Let's get to this. And that's where enter Mike White. Dude, we're not asking much, but maybe we might ask more, with Mike White.
Run the offense, dude. Just run the offense, spread around, let the playmakers make plays. It's easy.
Priority number one, fellas, win the game. The whole thing with Zach Wilson right now, that's going to be taken care of. Now the ball's in his court. We'll see what he can do. But right now, win Sunday. Get to 7 wins. Get to 7 wins. Hopefully these 2 scumbag teams tomorrow in our division lose. But win on Sunday, and then we take it from there. The whole Zach Wilson thing will resolve itself. I don't think he's done in New York. The Jets have way too much invested in him.
He'll be back. He'll be back, but there's no rush. There's no rush getting him back. In the meantime, try to win football games. That's all.
Absolutely. Priority first. Let's go into that playoff run, man. Let's do it. Guys, thank you for this impromptu show that you did tonight. Happy Thanksgiving. Go Jets, baby.
Let's go.
You too, bro. Happy Thanksgiving.
They're very fired up. Dan, now we're going to go. See, now we have all the United States opinions, but we got to go out of the country once in a while to get some insight on our quarterback.
I haven't talked to Darren in a while.
What's up, man?
He's been down this road too with Baker, so.
Happy Thanksgiving, gentlemen.
Well, thank you. You don't celebrate, so thank you. Thank you.
I just want to start by saying, primetime, if you remember, probably about 7 weeks ago, after the Bengals loss, I came on and I said, hey, I can see the Jets winning 5 games in the next 8 to 9 games. Hi, Elmo. I did, and exactly that's what happened. So thought I'd come on today and say,
well, did you think it was going to be because the defense was playing so good?
No. I did not. I did not see that coming. I'm very impressed, actually. I'm incredibly impressed the way they're playing. What I want to say is, and this is coming, Tyson, you brought it up, coming from a lot of post-traumatic stress of dealing with quarterbacks and their inept play. I feel that dealing with these things is burned into my psyche. Everybody wants to see the backup play until they do. And the one thing I will say about this, which I'm hoping is sort of what they're doing, is everybody's ready to give up on a young quarterback and say that they're a bum or they're a bust or they're this and they're that. And I'm sort of hoping that the Jets organization in Saleh and Douglas have the maturity to say, you know what, this guy still has the traits that we thought would make him successful in the NFL when we drafted him, but he needs some other things that we believe he can get from sitting back and watching. Because the way that your defense is playing right now, if you can get a quarterback just to get you a field goal and a touchdown each half, you're going to go a very, very long way to winning those games. Because you guys are keeping teams to, 20, 24 points maximum. And if you can get a guy just to get 1 touchdown and 1 field goal, a minimum half, you're going to be with a chance to win. And I think that's what you guys need, is just somebody to do that, to calm the farm, because you are on the verge of the playoffs. Like, I didn't think it was going to happen, but you got to go. You go at least 50% on the way home, and you got to make the playoffs. And I sort of just don't want to write Zach off just yet, but I said it at the start of the season that a lot of the things that he was showing gave me a bit of Mayfield vibes. Not necessarily the off-field stuff, because Zach wasn't as outspoken as what Mayfield was. More the decision making and his footwork and processing on the field. Like some of the interception he throws, you guys have seen it. You've all said it. I've watched the streams. you just shake your head and go, why was he? Why? Like, why? You weren't trying to fit it into a tight hole. You were just throwing it away and it got intercepted. Like, and I think you don't want to get to the path where you're in now, is that you're one too many games to actually, tank fully and get the next great quarterback in the draft. So I think you sort of owe it to the organization and the fans to really put the time in and give Zach the time to develop. Either way, whether he develops into a quality NFL quarterback or he turns into a bust, you've got another 3 years to make that decision, and there's no need to figure it all out in halfway through year 2. And if Mike White or whoever it is a guy that can manage you through the rest of the season, and like I said, get you 10 points a half minimum, then I think on one side you owe it to the rest of the team and the fans to do that. And then on the other side, you owe it to Zach to maybe teach him some hard lessons. All of us have been smacked in the mouth a couple of times.
It's the best chance to win, dude. You're giving your team the best chance to win while Zach figures it out. Because right now he's struggling mightily, and he's deterring your team. He's holding you back now on offense. Like, they have one of the worst passing offenses in football. So it's like, all right, you sit back, you figure it out. You're going to be here next year. You're going to be here. Like, you can come back in 5 weeks and maybe get another chance. But right now, while you're figuring it out, we're going to try to win football games. That's all they're trying to do. It's not like they're not saying your career is over, we're going to trade you. It's like, no, sit back, regroup, figure it out. You're obviously not ready right now, and we'll come back to you down the line. That's it.
And you know what? Also, I think on the one side where I say give him time to develop and turn into a quality NFL quarterback, but on the other side, it's okay for them to say we got this one wrong. The fans and the media and all that are going to hate that, but they can turn around and say, you know what, we got this one wrong. He isn't what we thought he was. We found that out.
That's a good thing. That's a sign of growth.
I think it is too. I think a mature team will do that. Do you think Belichick wouldn't do it?
And I hate Jones, dude.
I hate to compare Belichick to the Jets because it's unfair, but like you guys have probably got a defense that's good enough now that you can't afford to mess around with that very important position. And I've seen in the chat,
real quick, Darren, I'm sorry. Freddie, for the third time, dude, the fucking link is in there. Click on it, bro. Should I go into your computer and link it for you? God damn, just click on it.
I'm waiting to be put in my place. So
the only thing I'll say is that the talk of, getting the Derek Carrs and the Jimmy G's and all this sort of stuff in the off season, I think that's a little bit premature. And I don't sort of think Joe D is going to want to do that because you're going to have to pay the farm to get one of those guys, at least 20, 30 million plus. And you guys have got a young team, a young developing defense. I think you've got the time.
There's still 7 games left also. See what Mike White does. See if Zach Wilson actually gets back in there and plays better. There's a lot to figure out.
Yeah, I think that there'll be people that will say that he needs to learn on the field. And there'll be people who say that you can learn watching. I don't know.
The only problem is he hasn't been learning on the field. That's the problem. He's actually regressing. Like, he had the one good game against Buffalo. The games surrounding it haven't been very good. For the good part of the season, he hasn't been very good.
No. I mean, for me, the most disappointing thing is that, and you guys have said it repeatedly, is that there doesn't seem to be any progression week to week. People will wear a young quarterback making mistakes. Then if you see him a week or two later, when they're presented with that same situation, that they do something different because they've learned from that mistake. And it doesn't seem like he's doing it for whatever reason. But I think, it doesn't matter what I think because I'm just some schlob down in Australia sweating my balls off. It's freaking 1,000 degrees today. Anyways, I'll let you all go. Appreciate you letting me come on and talk my nonsense for 5 minutes. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the chat. I hope you are all safe and well. And I'll probably see you in the new year.
Have a great night, man. Thank you for calling in.
Man.
Deuces.
Good night.
Darren, fresh from Australia.
It's a good call.
So let's see what we got here. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, man? Hope all is well. Let's see. We got all kinds of Trav. Everybody got a whole bunch of cast of characters on our impromptu show. Bears are thrilled the moves. Right. Let's see. I still don't see Freddie in the chat. I guess he can't figure out how to click on a link. That's fine. Not surprised.
Or see
What's
the one
up, man?
with no video.
What's going on?
I got a bone to pick with you, by the way.
Oh shit.
What's up?
So,
Yes,
prime
yes.
time, if you follow us on Twitter, which some people do,
I
we
do.
have a decent following. Usually after the game, you're like, Jet fans, what's your thoughts? GIF responses, welcome. We do the same kind of thing, probably a couple of years now. And now it's funny. Liam's channel does the exact same thing.
I did not get that from you. I got to be honest. That was with my co-host. He was like, "Oh, start doing like gifts." But I love all the gifts. But if you don't want me to, that's fine.
No, I'm just fine. I just find it interesting how it's like almost word for word the exact same thing. But it's
There's plenty of gifts to go around. I thought it was
Yeah,
gifts.
there's enough
like-
gifts for all of us.
But I'm saying it's just like funny how it's just like, man, like it's just like
Yeah, I
what?
started doing that this year because my co-host hi Elmo again. But yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is, I didn't get that from you. It's not like I saw like Tyson do it. My co-host Gino, I think he's like, "Oh, start doing like gifts and everything." So I'm like, "Yeah, try it out." I get some good ones, every once in a while. But
prime time your evaluation of that.
Like I said, plenty of gifts to go around.
yeah, there's plenty of
It's just
gifts.
funny, like word for word the exact same tweet, just like an hour later. That's cool though. No, hey, listen, hey, everybody's got their own thing. It's just I
Yeah.
find it funny.
All right.
So how you doing, man?
Oh man, it's almost like, how did we get to this point? It just felt like a couple of months ago, everyone was wearing like the Zach Wilson is good shirt, and like, the whole team was just praising this kid. And now it's like, I was trying to get on last night. I couldn't make it work. But do you guys feel like Zach is kind of becoming like a reclamation project at this point?
I do, in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
He's got a lot. He's got a lot to grow on, man. He's
In what area has he improved from last year? I guess.
Right. Because Kevin, a couple minutes ago, you even said like he has a lot to work on. He's not getting any better. And what kind of pissed me off with him too is like even like today in his press conference, like up until his dad pointed it out, he didn't even realize, like in his mind, he didn't say anything wrong. He's like, "Yeah, my dad told me," and then I kind of realized, like, you didn't walk away from that saying, "Maybe I shouldn't have said that I let my elite defense down."
But I think
Like,
that's
I
just
lost the
his,
game.
That's his dismissive nature towards the media in a lot of ways, which can get back to bite you. You send the wrong message, the locker room hears it, and now people are saying like, "Dude, like you're throwing the defense under the bus, you're throwing the receivers under the bus, you're blaming the wind. Like that's not a good look. You're wearing a C on your chest. You got to stand up there, take the bullets."
And not only that too, it's like if you're going to complain about the wind and the weather, then you're not the quarterback for New York.
But the thing is, the one thing is just everybody, like, it's easy for us to focus on like, oh well, the 2 Patriot games are really bad. The Buffalo game was good. All right, what about the games before that?
Right.
Like after all these games, everybody wants to focus on a record. There wasn't a game where Zach was playing at a high level the entire time, where the passing offense was wide open and it's high flying offense, and you're seeing everybody maximize their potential. You saw more at Joe Flacco throwing the ball than Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
right? Like Garrett Wilson was
absolutely.
taking off. Guys are taking off. Like you're not even like we're not even getting 200 yards passing. We're getting
Yeah.
like 120, 150, 77. Like
Yeah.
the stats don't lie, dude. And it's like if Zach was playing great football and just say he's going, 14 of 19 for 195 and a touchdown every week. All right. But we weren't even getting that, man. Like he was literally holding them back.
But they're 5-2, Tyson. They're winning games with him, Tyson.
They're winning.
It's like every week he's getting worse though every week. And like to kind of go back to like the weather thing real quick. It's like if he's going to be our franchise quarterback, like we're going to be going to Buffalo in January. We're going to be going to Kansas City.
Playing
in
in the
January.
Northeast, dude.
Yeah.
You play home games. It's not like MetLife's not a wind tunnel.
Right, exactly. And it was no problem for our kickers.
And that's the
No
other
problem
thing
for
too.
Mac Jones.
It's just he handled it terribly, and it's like as a leader, he's got a lot to learn, man. It's a different market. Coming from BYU to this market here is different. The media's got no patience. The fan has no patience. We have high expectations. And as a leader, especially a guy that was kind of getting snippy with the media, a little bit of arrogance, which we gave him credit for. If you're going to have that arrogance, you got to be, you have to have humility too. You got to be able to own your shit, own your mistakes. He wasn't doing that. And the locker room's like, listen, man, we can support you to a point. But now, not only did you play poorly, we lost because you're going to be smug and kind of blow it off. That's not how football works.
And then say that like you didn't even let them down. Like I guess this would be like my little hot take. I think that this defense is like Super Bowl ready. Like I'm not afraid of a single offense in this NFL. I'm not. And I don't think the offense is far behind with a legit quarterback. If you could get somebody like Jimmy G in here, because I don't want like Derek Carr, I don't want Minshew. If it was going to be like one of those guys, it would be Jimmy G. He has the connection with Saleh. I don't think that he's afraid of a quarterback competition with Zach Wilson. And Monday night, dude, he was making money throws. He was putting that ball right where they needed to be. There was a couple like throws where I'm like, oh shit, but like
Why
they were
can't?
catching
But
them.
see, the thing is, the goal is to have like Zach Wilson do that. Like,
Yeah.
they're not at like the problem that we have is that it's not that he can't make the simple throws, like the fundamental throws. Like, I'm hoping to see on Mike White do this. He did it. Just run the offense, dude. Quick check downs, screen passes, get the like. You don't have to go crazy here. The defense is gonna do their job. Special teams do their job. Just score points, man. Get 17 points. I mean, prime time. You score 17 or 20 points every week. So with this defense, pretty good chance you're gonna win, right?
The bar isn't very high for what you need to win games right now.
Now,
The
now with
defense
this
is playing at
defense,
such a high level. And just going back to what you were saying before, Liam, the only thing I think that's separating the offense from kind of making that same leap is losing Breece Hall and AVT. If they were at full capacity right now, I think we'd be talking about the offense, not as highly as the defense, but pretty damn close. I think they could be a top 10 offense with a competent quarterback, somebody that's just managing the game. You have enough playmakers with the ball in their hands, they're going to do damage.
and we haven't even seen what Uzama and Conklin can really do. We haven't seen Elijah Moore take off. We haven't even seen Garrett Wilson take off yet. When you're getting 77 passing yards, you have no idea what this offense can do. Because if you start, just saying in theory, Elijah Moore starts getting hot in the offense, or Garrett Wilson, where defenses got to start, changing their coverages. Guess what? Now you have your tight end position. Now you can even bring Ruckert in. You could do all different things when they have to worry about the pass. Right now, nobody's worried about the passing game at all because Zach can't beat you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still trying to get guys like Garrett Wilson developed, even like Ruckert. Like you said, you could bring him in. We're trying to get him developed. But Zach Wilson, he's missing like 5-yard screen passes to Braxton Berrios. Denzel Mims, one of the tallest receivers on the team. You're overthrowing him? Like, come on.
But we don't even know. And that's the other part of developing your team. Developing your team is actually running your offense to see what everybody can do and when they can do it. And right now, you're not even doing that. We have no idea what Garrett Wilson really is because we're not using, like, Elijah Moore has been invisible. Like, none of these guys they're not playing up to their potential because the offense isn't there. Get a guy that can run the offense and see what they could all do.
Right. And even like, since we're benching him, I don't even want to see him on the sideline. I think he should be up in the booth with Mike LaFleur, kind of getting like that Madden view where like you're like over everybody.
I'd have him on the sideline talking to Mike White, like trying to learn. And
he can still talk to LaFleur in the headset.
Yeah. But you don't think like maybe like an aerial view would be better so he could see like how the routes are being ran?
I mean, he gets that during the week, I would think, in practice during the.
Supposed to see on the iPad too if you looks at
it. I don't know, man. It's strange. It's just like. I didn't think that we get to the point where like he'd regress this badly this quickly. Like like you guys were saying last night, he does this stupid spin around where he's like going in circles, and it's like we can't have Flacco in there because of the offensive line. Like I don't think that like our offense is ready for like a statue quarterback. Like our offensive line's not that good. Laken Tomlinson hasn't been playing that well. It's just like
he's mobile, but the thing is like, and the one thing that resonated with me, like I watched like 4 different guys break down Zach, and it's like also the same thing. Like his technique, his fundamentals are consistently bad. Like consistently, game in and game out, he makes the same mistakes with his footwork, his tendencies, and it hasn't changed, it hasn't improved. And it drives them all crazy. They say, I love his arm talent. I love this. And then comes, and they unload on him. And it's like, and they go like week 1 or like whatever, week 4, week 5. And they show the same shit each week. Like, you have me watching tape now, so I'm sure I'm not going crazy. Like, fucking, and they're all saying the same thing. So Saleh and LaFleur probably saw it too, and like, you know what? Enough's enough. Like, we can't keep putting this out there. And like Kevin said, like he's literally hurting himself. Like playing him more now when he's playing poorly, he's gonna start pressing. It's gonna get worse, and you got to make a change. That's all.
And shit's gonna start bubbling in the locker room too. Players are already frustrated. Man. Receivers are already frustrated. They're not getting their targets. They're not getting their yards. Like you want to put that shit to bed and give him a genuine chance when he comes back.
Yep.
Yeah. It definitely is like getting to like the locker room because like we're all on Twitter. Like I don't really like tweets on accident all the time. Like I really don't. And if I do, it's like a quick like unlike.
Be like prime time. Just don't tweet at all.
You could do that too.
Better.
It's just I don't know how we got to this point, man. It's like I don't really have faith that like all of a sudden it's just gonna click with him either. Like I don't think
the good thing is like the Jets recognize that and they're like, you know what? Take time to figure it out. In the meantime, we're moving on without you. And just we'll see in a couple of weeks. Hopefully you're playing better. If not, we'll deal with it then. But this is a smart move by the organization, dude, in my opinion. So
even on the TV on Sunday, like the look on his face, he looked confused. Like they even had to call a timeout. He looked so confused. 10 seconds later, they're calling a timeout because you could tell he didn't know what the hell was going on half the time back there. So it's like he's a film junkie. Like, he studies the playbook like a Bible. He doesn't understand what's going on. Like, I don't know if he's just not an NFL quarterback. I don't know what it is.
Or it's just He's overwhelmed, dude. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
it's like too much too soon. He can't handle it, and now this is the aftermath, and you move on, and you just let him get a break, and the team tries to win football games. So, Liam, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Have a good one. Have a good Thanksgiving, fellas.
Good
too, man.
talking to you, man. Happy
Take care.
Thanksgiving.
All right, later.
All right. I think we missed. Absolutely not. We want nothing to do with you, Sam. Get the hell out of here. You ain't dealing with your shit.
It's funny that this is the week he's starting, though.
I say screw drafting a quarterback and do what we didn't buy one. You never know at the end of the season, man. You never know.
Let's see these 7 games first. Let's see these 7 games.
Yep.
A lot can happen.
A lot could definitely happen. We'll go to Jason. Jason, what's up, man?
What's good, guys?
How you doing?
What's up, Jay?
Good. Well, I'm going to fucking, pardon my language, I'm going to start with this. First of all, I'm so glad that Saleh got the balls to seat him because going into this week, coming out of the first Pats loss, going into the second Pats loss, you know, Saleh's been defending him. And every time he has a bad game, I'm screaming at the TV, why are you defending this kid? Because the fact is he's not proving himself on the field. And really, Zach is the problem. And I don't want to rehash everything everybody's been saying, but that's just a fact. And it doesn't help that he's probably partially ruined his career now with his comment that was off the field to lose the locker room. But that last game, guys, against the Pats, I mean, that
I wouldn't say he ruined his career because like, we were talking about Elijah Moore.
Gotta say hi to Elmo too, Gotta say hi to Elmo, Jason.
What's up, Elmo?
Like we were talking about Elijah Moore almost in the same context about 3 weeks ago. Oh, his career's done as a Jet. People forget really quick. You know, he's gonna have a few weeks to let this shit marinate. People are gonna forget. At some point, he's probably gonna have, unless Mike White just runs with the job. At some point, he's probably gonna have an opportunity to get back on the field.
We'll talk about that in a second. But the question was with Elijah Moore, because Elijah Moore was talking his crap against Zach. The question was, who was right? Is Elijah Moore just bitter because he's not getting passes and he feels left out? Or was it the fact that Zach is not ready to step up to the plate and he wasn't hitting Elijah and Elijah felt like Zach wasn't the right person? So the real question now becomes, who's the right person? Who's the wrong person?
Yep.
And I mean, look, his stats are abysmal. I mean, he's not accurate. Every rare once in a while, somehow he hits Garrett Wilson for maybe a 20-25 yarder. Maybe I haven't seen anything past that from him. And I'm so glad that Saleh finally has made the right move here, I think. But on the flip side, I'm not so sure that White is the right choice. I've seen his highlights. I saw last year's games. I was watching the highlights. You know, he is more nimble on his feet. He's got much better reads than Zach. But again, you got to remember the team was only 1-5. So Mike White's kind of playing for fun. And we've seen Flacco, especially against the Browns. You know, he's solid under pressure. And that Browns game, in my opinion, probably was the best game he ever had in his whole career, which I'm probably going out on a limb on. But, you know,
Flacco, he had some incredible games in the playoffs,
but I'm just saying that's the sign of a franchise quarterback, somebody that can make throws under severe pressure, keep his mechanics, keep his cool. And I'll take that any day under the flash of the rolling out of the pocket and stepping up and picking up a few yards here. You know, we need a franchise quarterback. And I feel like Joe Flacco is that person, at least for now. Now, again, Mike White is not bad. He did step up. He did make some big throws in the past games that we needed him to. He did win a few games. But again, like I said, the season wasn't on the line. So this upcoming game is going to be a big test to me to see what this kid can do, especially with the pressure of an entire season on his shoulders. But if it was up to me, I would go with Flacco. It's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, Primetime, you can go.
I just agree that a change had to be made, and I think there was a clear reason that they elevated Mike White to the backup role a couple weeks ago.
I don't know why they did that, though.
Well, to me, that suggests that he's probably playing better in practice.
Yep.
They want to get a look at him for a reason, just in case Zach either shit the bed or he got hurt.
Right.
Or at least they saw enough of Joe Flacco in those first 3 weeks that, you know,
the timing was kind of interesting when they did that, though. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, to be honest, if Saleh would have pulled him at the half of that Pats game, I think we could have won it. I mean, when you're tied 3-3, and obviously the offense can't do anything. I mean, diddly poo. You had nothing to lose. And you can see it in Zach's face, though. I mean, you guys said it. It was written all over his face. And the problem is when he's bad, he's terrible. Yeah. I mean, it's just not even funny.
You can see his body language, though. His body language, his demeanor, everything is there.
He looks like a deer in headlights. And again, everybody talks about the win against the Bills. Well, the honest truth is the reason why we won the game is the defense and the run game. Zach didn't put up any big yards. He didn't make any big passes. The run game, we ran it down their throat. They couldn't stop the run, and that's what marched all the way up. And then to see what he could do when we're in the red zone, we couldn't even score. We had to settle for a field goal. And I was screaming at the TV then. I'm like, you have to convert. And that's the other piece to this, too. He's really bad in the red zone. I don't know.
He's been bad everywhere, dude. It's just like the one thing I like about Mike White, and listen, we don't know what he is. We don't know what Zach is either. But the one thing that we saw from Mike White is he spreads the ball around. He gets rid of it quickly. He's in and out of huddle. He has confidence. It's just he keeps things simple. And right now, it's all the Jets are asking. Just manage the offense, bro. We're not saying be a superhero, not being a Pro Bowler. Like Zach wasn't even doing that. Like you were dragging through. Like the simple plays look difficult. The offense looked like a grind. And it's just you can't do screen passes and checkdowns consistently, and you can't move the chains. You can't keep going 3 and out. You just can't. So it's worth a shot, dude. It's worth a shot. There's no guarantees, but I like the fact that Saleh had the balls to hold his quarterback accountable.
I agree. That's the most important thing. Saleh today to me is a solid coach. That was the right decision. If I was the coach, I would have done the same thing. 100%. I think the kid has to sit. His comments were out of line, whether he realized it or didn't realize it. If he has to mature, that's part of developing. But between the game and his attitude. And I mean, you could see Garrett Wilson even said something during the game. I mean, they read his lips. He said WTF. And it wasn't even at the half when they
can see it, dude. They're tired of
He actually mouthed to the camera what is going on here.
But you could see like they know they're running routes and they're open. They're not getting the looks that like it's like a read, first read, second read, third read.
The problem is Zach's short. He is 6 feet, but he can't see over the line, and that's part of the problem.
The problem is he just doesn't trust his eyes or his arm right now. He doesn't know what the fuck he's looking
at.
The question really is, can he even see the guys that are open down past the linemen? That's the real question. I don't think he can.
Yep. Jason, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, I appreciate it.
Good talking to you, man.
It's cool to get some new callers on tonight, man. This is awesome. We're gonna go to DSB.
Hey, how you doing? Good evening. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
How you doing,
Happy
man?
Thanksgiving.
Good. Thank you. Yeah. So, I mean,
better say hi to Elmo first.
Oh yeah, hi Elmo. Nice to meet you, by the way. Hey, Elmo. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Start with this one. Yeah. So, best decision by Coach Saleh.
Best decision.
Best decision.
Oh,
best decision. I don't want to scare you guys. Best decision by Coach Saleh. I mean, it's being the best decision for over 15 years. Like back quarterback doesn't get benched. Now we see that culture change.
Yep.
We see culture here.
Yep.
So,
well, you see them valuing winning instead of just the development of the quarterback.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the chance. If we are 6-4 and if we are chasing the playoff, I mean, we have to do whatever it takes to get us into the playoff.
Yep.
Otherwise, if I were Coach Saleh, by the end of the season, I would tell Zach Wilson, if we lost the playoff or if we missed the playoffs, it's because of you. It's your fault. It's not my fault because I did my best to save the season.
Yep. Well, you can't. He's been holding everybody else accountable. They weren't playing Denzel Mims. They held Elijah Moore back for his things. They're holding everybody accountable. You got to do the same thing for your quarterback. Dude, the locker rooms be like, what? Double standard? Like what? The rules don't apply to him when he's struggling and doing things. Like if your best player is playing poorly, at some point you got to take him out. And it happens. And the weird thing is like for the people that are ripping Saleh, like Belichick did it with Mac Jones. Tua got benched. There's young quarterbacks all across the NFL that are getting benched for this because you got to do what's in the best interest of your team. It's not about their ego. It's not about their pride. It's not about the draft position. It's about winning football games. If they're struggling mightily and going backwards, you got to make a change. So
and also I was reading I was listening to the press conference and by Coach Saleh and it said and he mentioned about the Zach Wilson response like, why me? Why now? I want to play. I mean, Zach Wilson still don't get it. Yep. He will get it in 3 weeks.
Well, the thing is because they've coddled him since his entire time being here. There was many times last year where he should have been benched. Early in the season, he should have been benched. This year, he should have been benched. The first Patriot game, he should have been pulled out. Last week he should have been pulled out, and they haven't done it.
What do you expect him to think, though, when Saleh says 3 or 4 weeks ago, this is my quarterback for the rest of the season? It's not even a thought in my mind that he's going to get benched. Like, of course, he didn't think he was going to get benched.
It's bonkers. It's bonkers. And also, I don't know who wrote on this tweet. I guess since the win of the Packers, they said, okay, we beat the Packers, but we feel like Zach Wilson is a game manager. Now, since then, I mean, Zach Wilson looks like lost. I mean, that is not fun. And I was looking the game. I was looking the statistic. It looks like John Marcus Russell. I mean,
the stats aren't pretty, man. They're definitely not pretty.
If I'm a quarterback and I am compared to John Marcus Russell, that means that I stink. I stink.
It's true.
So Zach Wilson. This is an indictment on Zach Wilson. First of all, like, you gotta be better in the basics, and if in 3 weeks you are not good in the basics, that's mean that, okay, by the offseason, it is up to me to bring a good veteran quarterback who can snatch the QB1 job.
Agreed.
And so I mean, we need to be better. I mean, you have to be better.
Yes, sir. DSP, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Man. Happy Thanksgiving.
It's cool getting new people on here, man. This is awesome.
Must be a Wednesday thing.
What's up, man? How's it going?
And good afternoon, fellas. How are you?
Good. How you
Good
doing?
afternoon. Where are you calling from?
Hey, where are you from?
Well, it's 7. It's 10 o'clock over here. It's good. Yeah.
Okay.
How are you guys?
It's like good afternoon. I'm like, this shit must be a
different time zone.
Man, I've been watching a lot of Jets. This is what I do. I watch a lot of Jets content. This is what I love to do, man. So, it's been a long day.
Where are you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, but I stay
nice.
in Ohio. I stay in Ohio, actually.
Uh-oh.
Big OSU fan.
Big Gary Wilson fan?
Big Justin Fields fan.
He was, yes. Gary Wilson's my favorite player coming up. That's who I wanted. He's been my favorite player coming out. So I want to start off with saying it was amazing by Robert Saleh coming in. Like, I don't like when the press will ask him a question that they already know, but they just want him to look so stupid.
Yep.
But the part of being a man is going over where you went wrong and correcting your mistake. And I love that Saleh is showing a group of young men that you have a young team. You have to show them that I'm going to lead by example as a coach. If I'm wrong, I'm going to go in front upon as many people, as bad as it may make me seem. I'm going to correct that, and I hate when the media does that. It did it all day today when they were asking him, Robert, you told me before that you didn't think about changing that. Of course he's not going to be thinking about changing the quarterback. It's in the middle of the game. If my coach don't believe in me throughout the whole game, that's not my coach. You get what I'm saying? That's his job, to believe in the guys for the whole 60 minutes. You get me? So if he goes over the game and realizes, yes, your quarterback is literally playing like it's his first game every game. Even the Braxton Berrios pass, that's your closest friend off the field. It is no way you are missing him. Like, I play football at a high level. I play with Curtis Samuel at Erasmus Hall in Brooklyn. He went to Ohio State as well. Like, I've seen him play at OSU, so I understand what it means when you go out and, celebrate with your guys off the field. That brings camaraderie, because when the ball snap, dude, it's about going to of course you want to make the play call, but they have a job on defense too. They're trying to, so it's all about instincts at the end of the day. That's why the great quarterbacks win the Super. It's about instincts. That's Tom Brady never snaps the ball before he pre-snap reads. I've never seen a snap Tom Brady not pre-snap read ever. That's what makes Tom Brady great to me. So back on the Jets, I don't understand what people talk about with Mike White. Like, why can't he progress? This is his 5th year in the league. Then on top of that, the 2nd year in offense, finally, like, why can't Mike White progress? Like, even in his interview today, he said, like, I've gotten, and like the way he laughed about it was like, you guys don't even know. I'm glad you guys asked that, like, about me and my progression as well. So I think he's gonna have the last play when it was about 2 minutes in the Bengals game, everyone talked about that team we had was terrible. The talent we had around him was terrible. Everything he could do, he showed. Literally, it was a minute. He drove up the field. His first progression was to the right. He faked the safety off from the middle of the field and hit the tight end.
Yep.
You do that. That's literally all we've been asking from Zach, and he has not done it not one time. So it's like, how could you not? How is that not all you need? Like, dude, to me, he's the answer. Honestly, like even when he was in, he was playing as if, oh, I know Zach's coming back, so let me make all of my moments. And when you do that as a quarterback, dude, against an NFL defense, you're not going to succeed. You cannot play the game at an NFL quarterback leading a group of men like you get what I'm saying? You have to be within the offense. And I feel like Mike White will do a great job at that's all they say. Oh, he has a great time at delivering the ball.
Well, you see it, dude. You see it. He stops back. Like, but the thing I like about him, and I obviously like even Mike White likes you. I was like, but the thing I like about him is that he looks like he understands the offense of what his progressions are. He drops back, he just gets rid of the ball, dude. He's not dancing, he's not gassing. He's like, just get rid of it. Just like it, and that's the one thing. It's like, all right, it's not gonna be perfect because like he hasn't played a lot. So he's going to make mistakes. He's got to learn. So does Zach, everybody else. But you know what? It's worth the shot. He's deserved the chance. He's obviously doing the right thing in practice because Saleh moved him up. He passed Flacco. So he's doing something. Why not? Like, it doesn't hurt. It's worth the shot because Zach isn't the guy right now.
And it still seems like Zach's biggest problem. Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it still seems like Zach's biggest problem is getting off his first read too.
Yep.
Like he's not able to do that. Once he's forced to hold on to the ball for more than a couple seconds, he's lost. He can't get off that first read and then find his second option. He can't.
And they're like, oh, Corey Davis. Corey Davis is a grown man that knows that I have to feed my family. I'm going to do everything I can to get over on these young cornerbacks. And that's why he's open. Anything you throw to him, he's going to catch them. So that's why Corey Davis is,
and you brought up a great point with Berrios too. The fact that like those guys are boys, like that's his best friend and they don't have chemistry. Who does he have chemistry with at this point?
Exactly.
Like, when has he made like a back shoulder throw because him and the receiver have good time and good chemistry together? You don't see those plays.
I've never, and that's what I tell people. I don't see any progression within, like I said, within the offense. Like I watched the play, when they were gonna review the play, dude, they all was in pass protection. All the receivers ran routes, and he handed the ball like he didn't even know what play it was. The whole offense went into pass protection, and the receivers ran routes, and he handed the ball off. Dude, that's why we got -3 yards on that play.
Well, there was actually 2 plays in the last game where Dwayne Brown was literally furious. Like literally, like he was like literally animated, like pissed off, like what the fuck are we doing? Like you could see, and that's when I had a feeling because all the like guys like Dwayne Brown, at the game talked to Saleh, him, Mosley, they got like, listen, man, this kid is killing us. Like this isn't. We're not running the right offense. We're not calling we're not doing the right things here. And now we're losing games because of it. They did that. They said openly to him. So
it's no way you did. And it's like, and the last thing I'm gonna say, I know you guys got callers on this. I've watched you guys all the time. My name was Tyrone Shepard. Me and you, Tyson, we had a while back. I said something on there and you wrote back, and I love that you wrote back even when it wasn't something pleasant on your behalf. You still spoke your piece, and I loved it. I'm like, maybe I was wrong, and I was, because Zach is, he is, but the offense, it's no way you blame Mike LaFleur, dude. Every quarterback he's put in, you have a quarterback in a Hall of Fame just because you're gonna say Mike White. It's because of the play calling. I don't care what you're talking about, because every guy, even Joe Flacco, the first 3-4 games of the season, we were top 3 in passing. Because of the offense, he's a veteran, so he's going to execute the offense to his highest level. It's no way you're going to sit there and tell me, oh, Mike LaFleur. You have to call certain plays to set up other plays. That's our offense. So if it's like Mike LaFleur said, I can call a play and Zach make it look worse, and that's what he does 99% of the time, dude. So it's no way. I don't think Mike White is going to. I think he's honestly going to have over 250-yard game, and it's going to be scary. It's going to be one of those games where Zach, like he said in the interview today, he was surprised. He was like, I got to get it together. Yeah, dude. Because Mike White, when he be, I watch everything about the Jets, dude. the photos, everything. Mike White sees he's kind of better, but it's the respect. Like he knows he's the number 1, 2. He's the number 2 pick. I'm good, but when I get my
that quiet
chance,
confidence about him. Yep.
Yes,
I
he
like
does,
his swagger, dude. I like the way he handles himself, and it's just his like his passion for the game and his energy. The players like that about Mike White. Like that, you saw that last year. They all gravitated around him. Mike White. Like they're all doing it, dude. Like I'm excited to see him play, dude. Like it's not because I hate Zach Wilson. I'm just excited for Mike White to see what he can do.
And last thing before I don't know if you got, I looked at Mike White's last season in college. I like to look at people like, because his last year in college is his highest peak of what he think he could know, if that makes sense to you. So when you're a senior year in college, you don't know, you feel like you know it all, so he's gonna play to his best potential. When I seen his senior year, dude, like he was like in the NFL, dude, his best game as a Bengals, to me, that can be him, because that's what he was his senior year of college. So persist. Every pass, like you don't need the biggest arm. Like people knock Daniel Jones, dude. He's doing everything right now. Like you get what I'm saying? Like he can literally be a Daniel Jones. I just watch this boy work. Watch this boy work.
I'm looking
forward
to it,
man.
man.
I'm ready for Sunday.
So wait, so what did so we fought? Did we argue one of the videos? What were our comments going back and forth? I forget.
I said, because dude, I've been watching. I've been here since what's his name? I forgot his name. He's the first Jets guy that was making content. I don't even remember. You guys started popping up after, but he used to make videos in his car. I forgot his name. Well, it's another
Jet Central, probably.
Yes, Jet Central. Right? That's exactly his name.
Yep.
And he goes like I said, I've never, and I was wrong. Not everyone. You guys aren't making videos for us. You guys are making videos for, off of your reaction. Like you said, you guys are not here for likes or clicks or baits, So I was going into content looking for, the good thing, because obviously we can all talk about the bad shit. We can talk about the bad all day, but what I'm looking for as a Jets fan, because we haven't had good people like early in the show when I was watching, it was a lot of things what could be, like it was never no negativity. So it was just kind of a lot of negativity going around, but I can see that's what makes the show, and that's what makes the show awesome, because everyone's gonna be themselves, and you're gonna say what needs to be said. No hose bars, and I love that.
I hope I wasn't a jerk to you.
Kind of soft.
You got feeling
soft, like, man, you shouldn't blame Zach and this and this and that. And I now, dude, I see what you were saying, dude. Like you've been doing this, and that's why you got a channel, and that's why I'm on the screen, receiving the questions.
Well, first of all, have a great Thanksgiving, man. Thanks for calling. We appreciate it. Excellent call.
Thank you. Excellent call, man. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thanksgiving.
All right, prime time. It was like
that is call of the week. That's
hour and 20 minutes in.
Yeah,
he's definitely call of the week. That's a slam dunk right there. Definitely. That was awesome.
He was spot on with everything, man. Great call.
I guess the Devils lost tonight, random man. They got 3 goals called back or some shit. Is that what that was? I guess prime time. I posted the link like 3 or 4 times for Freddie. I guess it's very difficult to actually click on that link. It's
mouse. You must have the same mouse as Lane.
Yeah. What's up, Afram? How you doing? I see. Is Chris here? I see Chris. We'll see. Bring him on. Chris, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, man?
You driving?
How you doing? I'm driving to my I'm driving to my brother's house in South Carolina for Thanksgiving. My wife's driving, so I'm able to wait here. So my wife can tell you we're listening to everything.
You're breaking up big time.
Yeah, we can't do
I
that.
can't hear anything.
Bad.
I can't hear
That's
anything.
Rough.
Oof.
Sorry, man. We're sorry, but we'll say. I'll say hi. I'll say hi, Elma, for you. Yeah, that was.
I was saying, if you have a question or a comment, just post it in the chat. We'll
definitely get back to him, because that's tough to do that one. That's tough when you're driving though, dude. Definitely. Sorry, Chris. Sorry, Charles. What's up, man?
Hey guys, how are you? Hey Elmo. Hey Christy. Hey everybody. How are you?
What's up, Charles?
Going back to that Christy one again, huh?
She caught my attention.
Well, I gotta shoot the shot, man. Might as well.
I respect it, man. I respect it.
I went to Pino's today, Tyson, and I saw Mr. Mark Henry as we were walking out.
You say hi to him?
Of course I did. He
How
said,
was
"You
the
guys
food?
gonna root for my Bills tomorrow?" I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Hell no, we're not rooting for the Bills
Wait, you
tomorrow.
said yes?
I'm rooting for the Bills because I like their quarterback, but that's another story. Anyway,
what?
I like their quarterback. I've always
You're
been a
rooting
fan
for
of
the
this team.
Bills?
Yeah, I want the Lions to lose.
If that's not an automatic boot,
I can't.
That's worse
You've
than
got to be. You got to be out of your mind.
That's worse than not watching the game. How are you
I'm
rooting
watching
for
the
your
game? I'm watching
How
that
could you-
game, the
did-
Giants
how are you
game,
rooting
and the
for-
Patriots game.
We're one game out of first.
Understand the impact of the Bills winning?
Yes.
Dude,
What the fuck are we doing here?
how did you
What
think that was
are
a good way to start the call? I don't get it.
What the hell are we doing
I
here?
don't get it.
It just what?
I don't get it.
What the fuck? I'm rooting for the Bills. What?
How did you think that was a good idea?
Now I'm gonna be the bad guy. I know I'm gonna get the messages now that I'm the bad guy, but I really don't know what to tell you guys. I just can't do that. And I love Pino's Pizza in Woodbridge. It's outstanding. Very good friend of mine. To what?
I don't. Get
I'm
it,
rooting
dude.
for the Bills.
I don't get it, man.
What the hell are we doing here?
Charles, man.
It's just what? I don't understand, man. I know I'm gonna get the messages now. I know I'm getting them. It's fine.
You're such a bully, Tyson.
We went from like the best call of the night to this. Actually, this is Mark Henry, an MMA coach. His pizzeria in Woodbridge is phenomenal, man. Pino's Pizza, 1,000% recommended, man. The food is outstanding there. So check it out if you're in the area. The stream is gone to the dogs. I gotta hold him accountable, man.
Oh man.
All right, we will go to our cleanup hitter, as I still haven't eaten dinner yet, and it's 10:30 at night. Jose, what's up, man?
What's up, Jose?
My guys, and Elmo, and the rest of the chat.
What's up, man?
Good evening. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, my
And
friend.
Thanksgiving to you too, man.
And let me share this quote with you. The most important thing is you must put everybody on notice that you're here and you are for real. That quote is by the late great Kobe Bryant, and that is what
I thought it was from primetime.
I think I probably said that once.
you will never get that in your life.
But you know what though? I want to give Coach Saleh credit. Now he makes me feel better. So now I'm holding accountable too now.
I was about to get to that. Robert Saleh did exactly that today by bench and say, "You're not even dressing," to Zach Wilson.
Yep.
And then Zach Wilson comes out and says, "Why me? Why now?"
To be fair to Zach though, because Saleh said that was what Zach said when he first told him. When Zach actually met the media, I thought he was genuinely humbled. Like it sounded like the message was genuinely delivered. Like he realized, I'm the reason this team lost both those games to the Patriots. My play is not acceptable for what my numbers are this season. Statistically, I know he's winning games, but he's being carried by the defense in the running game, and I think he realizes that.
I don't even want to know.
What's up with your boy Jamal Adams?
I know. Why'd he trolling?
Yeah.
Prick.
To be honest, Elmo already told me about that on Twitter. I honestly think he was talking about his physical therapy.
Get the wait. You're gonna start defending Jamal Adams now?
No.
Jose, don't pull this shit with us.
No.
We know he was trolling. That's what he does. That's what he likes to do.
He was trolling.
He's mad that Sauce is already more popular than
He's
he
no
ever was.
DJ Reed, that's for sure.
He was trolling, but I had to shoot him a little bit.
Yeah, he's a clown. Are you rooting for the Bills tomorrow?
No, I know better.
Just making sure.
Are you rooting for the Niners next week?
Who's a,
It's not like first place is on the line for you guys or anything.
no. I'm rooting for the Seahawks. What the hell?
Take flight with White. There we go. That's another good one. So Jose, since we're not gonna be able to talk to you before Sunday, give us your score prediction with the Mike White led Jets versus the Justin Fields list Bears.
If Justin Fields is playing 13-3, Jets if Justin Fields is playing 17-13, Jets. Right now, Mike.
Where's Christie's shout out?
Christy, you know I love you.
Oh, love.
Not like that. Not like that.
See, Jose took another level right now. He said love. See, that's definitely shooting a shot.
That.
He meant LUV.
Yes, that.
Like one love.
Right now, Mike White is Shane Flacco from the movie The Replacement. And with that, have a good night. Enjoy your dinner.
Have a great Thanksgiving, man.
Have a great Thanksgiving, Jose.
Love you guys. Love
you,
everyone.
man.
Grateful for everyone in the chat and grateful for you too.
Grateful for you, man. Appreciate that. Thank
Have a good night, guys.
You take me for granted.
I take nothing for granted in this world. I've learned that lesson already. All right, so we did an hour and 40 minutes. And so people know, for those of you that ordered the hoodies, T-shirts, and everything else, they came in. But they probably not be going out till Saturday, Friday, Saturday kind of deal, because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. It's going to take a little time.
If you need me to help out, let me know.
I will
Friday,
definitely let you know.
Saturday, I will be. I can come by you if you need me.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot. It takes a little time to get it all organized, but they'll definitely be out, Friday, Saturday, Monday. So we definitely have them, and we have some extras, not a lot. So if you guys want one, let us know. And then prime time. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
You too, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. Nice.
I
little
feel
break.
like the Mike White thing gave us a little like energy and excitement. Now we were all angry last night. Now we kind of feel like we're,
Well, I was worried about the stadium environment kind of going into Sunday if Zach was going to be out there, just because I felt like the crowd was going to be looking for blood. But now you kind of got that renewed enthusiasm going into this one. I feel like
yours didn't get shipped. I printed out your label though, so your labels are printed out. Yep. You got, I saw you guys. The labels, they're just not packed yet, man. There's a lot, dude. There's a lot that goes into the shit. And the crazy thing is, I'll tell you what happened. They're bagged and folded. They come that way, right?
Yeah.
But the long sleeve shirts look very similar to the regular T-shirts, and the weight's kind of the same too. So now you got pretty much like open it up, peek it up, put it back in. It's like
that sucks.
But they came out great though. So definitely by Friday, Saturday, Monday they'll be going out. So but thank you guys for all buying them. And we'll have all the final numbers for how much our donation is too, but it's definitely a good amount. So they're gonna be excited about that. And I'll talk to you guys on Sunday because I'll be here. Prime time's leaving.
No, I'm canceling the stream. Tyson, you're going to the game Sunday.
I'm definitely not going, especially in the rain. Are you nuts?
Mike fucking White. Let's go.
We'll talk to you guys over the weekend. Have a good night.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving.